Do you think you're bleeding great because you have a podcast? Oh, stop, bro.
What's the crack? Welcome back to another episode of Awstopbro podcast. First and foremost, we'd like to thank Magic Door Studios for providing us with everything. Secondly, we'd like to thank the listeners. Without you, this doesn't happen. So with all the commenting and the sharing and everything else, because of you, we get to sit here and we get to talk shy. Now, on to the sponsor for this week's episode is Unit 51 Barbershop. They're a class act. You'll find them in Donacarney down in Morton. The lads have only recently opened, but they're flying at it, and they're great skins. So thank you so much to Unit 51 Barbershop.
Thanks, massive thank you, supporters. Yeah, really appreciate it. Yeah.
So I like to start by saying, so when I started my half on sobriety journey, I needed a challenge to start, and my challenge was I needed to run 5k every single day for the whole year. Now there were some of those days when I went out and I ran 2k, and I was already in the trenches. So to get to 5k was an absolute nightmare. It felt like a million miles. Our next guest might as well be doing a million miles. This fella he's on to do 337 kilometres. One go, 65 to 70 days.
That's something else.
It's crazy to even say it.
My knees are sore.
He's a business developer, he's an entrepreneur, he's a mixed martial artist, he's a father, he's an all-round mad bastard, and he's a gentleman. And he's on the show for the Awstopbro podcast. So, Fran McKeown, welcome.
Yo! Thanks very much for having me, lads.
That's an intro, big guy.
Fucking right it was.
That's an intro.
Someone's done the homework, huh?
Yeah, mate.
Didn't even study that Hartley Junior. Hence the reason I failed. So Frano, we'll just get a bit about yourself and who you are, and kind of what you're about. So just give us a little introduction to yourself and who you are.
Yeah, well, I suppose what brought me to your attention, I suppose, was this challenge that you outlined that I'm doing. So on the 18th of June, I'm going to start a 337 kilometre ultramarathon, which is the border of County Meath, and I'm doing it as a fundraiser to raise funds for my kids' primary school, St. Paul's National School in Navan. Mm-hmm. So that's basically what, as far as I'm aware at least, brought me to your attention, because I've created a bit of a stir online recently with the social media and all that.
It has done, and I genuinely seen it, and I remember watching, and it was an instant thing. I was like, this fella is a good guy, because I love the no nonsense the lack of bullshit that you had about as well. I think one of the videos was, somebody told me I can't run, so I'm not going to be running this, and then I won't be doing this, and then you won't see me on so and so, and you won't see. And then I loved all the comments underneath. It was like, and I definitely won't be supporting you, and I definitely won't see you there. And I instantly seen it. I was like, we need to get this guy on the podcast, because what you're doing is monumental, and in any shape or form, if we can support it and try and help get it out and give you the support for what you're doing, because as I said, like fucking 5Ks or 10Ks are hard, but 337 kilometres. Why is that? Have you always been an ultramarathon runner, or?
No, not at all. So growing up, I suppose, when I was like a young teenager, I played a lot of hurling, then I played a lot of football, played a lot of rugby. Ended up doing a lot of martial arts. So I did MMA took it fairly seriously for nearly 6 years, and then ended up with kids and moved out of Dublin. So was trying to commute to the Coke Road, which was the MMA club that I was involved in. Between commuting and having kids and getting older, that just kind of felt life got in the way, you know. And the beauty about running, as I'm sure you're well aware, is you don't have to do it at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday and 7 o'clock on a Thursday when the running club is open. You can kind of go and do it whenever.
Go anytime.
Yeah, so I work for myself, thankfully, so I can kind of make my own hours. I might go for a run at 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, or 6 o'clock of a fucking Wednesday, or whenever, you know. So that's what drew me to running originally. Went out and, like most people, did a kind of couch to 5k thing. Just started from nowhere, just and did something.
When was this? Was the couch to 5k?
Well, it actually wasn't a couch to 5k, but just I went out, just get out and ran.
To get out and run a few kilometres just to see where I'm at, kind of thing. Is it?
So I think back in the very early days, I did a lap of a couple of housing estates. I couldn't even tell you what the distance was, because I'd no tracker. I just said I'd run from here to there and back, or try and started pushing it out from there. But that would have been, I don't know, 15 years ago, maybe thereabouts.
Right.
And from there, got chatting to people about running, because when you get into something, you start talking to other people about it, or you're into running too, the two burn each other's ears off.
It's like when you buy a new jumper and you're like, I love this, and then some cunt comes past and you have the same jumper on. It's kind of a thing. I find it's kind of a thing, like whatever you're into, you attract kind of people that are into that. As well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, big
see, like even now, like I'll drive down the road and I'll see somebody running, I'm like, that's a 4:30 pace there. That's a heavy pace there running at. You know what I mean? I obviously can't, because they're probably doing fucking 5 or 6. But it's in my head constantly. Or I'll see someone running, I'm like, fucking yes, fucking get out and get after it. Like, you know what I mean?
Well, you said there about attracting people for what you're into, but it's the exact same as the struggles that we had in life. Like for me, when I was in active addiction, and it's mad what we spoke about in the last show. When I was in active addiction, I attracted people who were using and wanted what I want. You know what I mean? They suited me needs, drinking, staying up all night. That's the people I attracted. Yeah. Now, because I'm sober 6 years, I just attract completely different people. It wasn't a conscious decision. It just naturally happens. What you're about and you're doing things that you're passionate about, then people, I think, just naturally start to come into your life.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of yourself, Fran, so let's start from the start. What's it like? Tell me about what's a 15-year-old Fran, or like what's the mindset in there? So you were always into sports and everything else. So you always kind of kept yourself active, was it?
Yeah, it was always active, always kind of into something, which suited me, because when I was a young teenager, say, I was kind of tall and strong and athletic, but not particularly good socially. So that was my kind of in. I was good at sports, so I kind of focused a lot on that. And I wasn't like the dumbest kid in the class by any stretch, but I certainly wasn't the smartest, like average intelligence. So, it was a straight C student throughout all of school, and I didn't do college, but like primary and secondary school. Like, so sports is where I would have made friends, and just fitness was always kind of a big part of my life. Like, but then when I was doing the 5Ks and 10Ks, I just started pushing it out and ended up doing a marathon probably about 6 or 7 years ago, and then just always looking to kind of push things. So I wanted to do the marathon faster the next time, and then faster the next time, and then I met
many marathons did you do?
In races I probably ran maybe 5 or 6, but in training for ultras I've no idea. 30, 40, 50. Wow. I don't know, like, because they become nothing. Do you know what kind of way? Like, and they have to, because if you want to try and train for something like 337k, a marathon has to be something you just do.
So this is you out on your own.
Oh god, yeah.
Wow, that's a mindset, isn't it? So that's a mindset.
At the peak training block for this run coming up on the 18th of June, I would have been running 2 marathons, let's say a marathon on a Monday and a marathon on a Tuesday 1 week, and then the following week it'd be a marathon Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then the next week it was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then back down to 3, 2, 1. So you're running back-to-back marathons again, as if they're nothing, because if you can't run a marathon distance as if it's nothing, you're never going to run 300 plus K.
Struggle big time.
And marathon is no joke, lads.
For sure.
I don't drill myself. Even the training up to it. You know how you're talking there about just running that length, it's just for the sake of it. I know that's training, but
so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday,
I thought he was going to say he was in an ice bath the rest of the week.
that's one marathon. It takes me Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to do that. So you're doing them. You're just flat out getting the marathons.
Yeah, you're banging them out. Basically,
up to date. Then what you reckon? So what has the longest one in preparation for this? Like, obviously you're not going to go out and run 300 kilometers in one go, because that's going to it's going to ruin your body before you have. So what's is it 50Ks? Would you be?
Well, for the preparation for this run on the 18th, it was 100K, but that would be against the perceived wisdom of people who are into this. They would say you shouldn't be running that long, because the risk to reward ratio is off. You're better off doing 50 over 3 days. Instead of doing 100 in one fell swoop. But the reason that I did the 100 against, I suppose, the advice of everyone that fucking told me was because I wanted to have it in my head psychologically, I could go out and run 100k and be grand.
How long did it take you?
That took me 15 hours.
The mental resilience to do that. Like, I know when I run, I just get, fuck.
Do you get bored?
Yeah. I just, like, especially I go running on Bankstown Beach, or I do a 5 kilometre, and I'm just blown away by the mental resilience to do this. I know it's 2.5 up and 2.5 back, but the thing about running the beach, I see the finish.
Yeah, I'm like that.
And I'm just looking
like
going, I'm not getting anywhere near this. This is taking forever.
So in regards to that, so have you got a mindset where you're just switching off and you're not counting Ks, are you just running?
The goal is to find almost like a flow state.
Yeah.
So the goal, ideally, what you want to have happen is for you to be running along to get lost in thought and then go, holy fuck, where'd the last 15k go?
Yeah.
That's the goal, because if you're in your head and you're looking at the next tree or your watch, or I'll just go past this hill, or just go around this bend, or I'll go to the next shop. If you're in that constant, left foot, right foot, it just becomes pure torture.
Have you always been like that? Have you always had that mindset from a young early age? Obviously, with playing sports, you develop that mindset of a winning mentality, or like show up and show out and keep going, but has it always been built in?
Well, I think the thing about the sports is the sports quieten the mind. So I find that I've always had like a hyperactive mind. Mm-hmm. Like, if I don't have something to focus my attention on, if I don't have a current obsession, I'll just ruminate. And that's like into the red and the revs of an engine. You're just running
we spoke about
all
that
the time.
On a previous one as well. We were speaking, and that's what it is. You're just redlining.
So if I don't have something to funnel that energy into, I just tear myself apart inside. Basically, that's being honest with you.
The podcast in which we're is, has there been times where you've redlined too much and just tore yourself apart, or
massively to
a point where where it's been breaking down, where you need to rebuild again? Has there been moments in your life where that has happened?
Yeah. So in 2008, 2009, I was like fucking full blown suicidal. Came fucking this close to ending it. Had what I've since learned was called an active plan, which is essentially you've decided you're going to do it. You said goodbye to friends, family, etc. You've a date set in mind. So I went through all that in 2009.
So, and in terms of what's going through Frano's mind here? In what has gotten you to this point in 2009 where it's an active plan? Like, is it a case of you're redlining, or are you drinking too much, or is it just a state of like, I just don't want to be here anymore?
Well, I suppose what got me there was kind of no big kind of life event. There was no big whack and it knocked the shit out of me. It was far more gradual. So my identity was wrapped up in my work at the time. So as I was saying, like, I played sports all throughout me teens, and then in me early 20s I started working. So once I finished secondary school, I started working full time. Took work very seriously, climbed the ladder, changed different jobs, got into one particular job. It was a sales rep job, business development, driving around the country. Took it deathly seriously because all my mates were going off to college. They were all getting educated. They were all doing well. That wasn't for me. I had to work.
But you had to feel worthy enough that if they're all going to college, that you're
I've always had a deep sense of having to do well, and the thing about work at the time was, because I had the busy mind back then as well, I could focus that energy into work. So work became me, and ended up in a real good job. Got poached from the company that I was in, ended up in a big flash executive car, wearing a suit to work, company phone, company car, company credit cards, the life, the whole lot. Like, I was 24 on 50 or 60 grand a year at the time, which is fucking massive money. Like, my mates were in college scraping by on vouchers and shit. Do you know what I mean? So I was fucking flying. But the writing was on the wall then, because the 2008, 2009 crash was kind of happening. I was out there trying to sell, banging my head against the fucking brick wall, and the writing was on the wall that I was going to lose my job, and with it, the car, the suit, the lifestyle, the identity. My entire identity was wrapped up in my work job, and being a successful up and coming guy. Entirely. And the thought of losing my job and having all that wiped away from me, and me having to fucking moved back in with my mum in my mid-20s.
Probably while all your college friends are still they're progressing.
Oh, they're on
have
their trajectories,
degrees,
like, you know, and I'm just being fucking left behind as a burden on me mum and me brothers and sister.
And probably
whoever
not.
else.
The reality is probably not.
It's
Your
on the
mum,
head,
your mum
yeah.
probably knew the
For sure.
situation and everything else, but
Couldn't agree more.
for that mentality.
Yeah, but your mindset though, is if you don't believe it, everyone else can tell you, but if you're not believing what's going on, then it's pointless.
No, for sure. Whether you think you can or you can't do something, you're right. Like, do you know,
yeah, exactly that. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're definitely right.
But on that one as well, I'm just thinking, and I like to put myself in your story as well. Like being at 24 years old, having that type of money, like this is
a lot of money.
Like, but having the like at 24, if I had, if I had the car, if I had, the phone, if I was able to play that, I go to work
That'll give you that
in a tin of fruit.
for
My ego is going to get filled with that, and I know me being me, and I'm sure people watching will be like that. I'm going to just develop into this. This is me. This is life. I'm boxed. But then for someone,
this is it
To
for
take it all
life.
away, man.
but to someone to start knowing that this is going to get taken away from me, like that's if you've built, your happiness and your persona and everything around that, for that to start getting taken or it gets on a shaky foundation, that's not a nice feeling.
So take us to that then, Fran. So the job goes.
yeah, well, I was actually I got incredibly lucky. The job went, and but it was nearly okay because I actually had a date set. And that date came and went. I won't go into the gory details, but that date came and went. And
You had a date. Sorry, you had a date set for the job.
for fucking ending myself.
Okay, so on the gory details, I'm gonna ask about them. Like without too much. So the date that you had in, what was the date?
I actually can't remember. Can't remember the specific date, to be honest with you.
Was it that was the first time thinking around, right? That's it. I'm done. Job's gone. I'm going to end.
No. I've been thinking. I've been kind of ruminating over this for the last year nearly.
Right.
And then, but I suppose because I was getting deeper and deeper and deeper into it. So, and I'm not sure if this is the case with everybody. I'd imagine there's some similarities, but the idea fucking enters your head that this is fucking life's not worth it.
Yeah.
And then 4 months later, that idea is just in your head a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then a couple of months later,
still not worth it. And if that's plugging.
Yeah, but you're feeling bad. So when your mate rings you and asks you, do you want to go to the thing? You say no, and you end up fucking isolating yourself.
So compounding.
Yeah.
Oh, massively. So positive feedback loop. Like, you feel shit, so you don't see your friends. You don't see your friends, so you feel shitter. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. And it spiraled and spiraled and spiraled and spiraled until I fucking couldn't cope with it anymore. Like, and made the decision to end it all. Like, and as I said, had the date set. And
Did you write any letters or that?
Didn't write any letters, no. It's funny because I only know this with having reflected on it, but I did a lot of kind of classic things. So, like I gave away things that meant a lot to me to friends and family and shit like that. Like giving like that's a red flag. If you know, for anybody who's listening, if you know somebody who's fucking struggling and things aren't right with them and they give you their favorite fucking watch or something, red fucking flag, something.
So talk to them and really see if they're okay. So you've been giving away a few things.
And I had said goodbye without them knowing. Like I left my brothers and sister and mother's company, walked out the door, and in my own head,
that was the last time you seen them.
Yeah, so I've spoken to a few people about this, and I'll tell you guys privately, but publicly I don't want to go into the details. But I'll tell you why. It's because my whole plan was around it being an accident. And I don't want to be fucking putting ideas in people's heads. That kind of way.
Absolutely.
So,
which I'm sure there's people that's going to listen to that, and there's people that's going to relate to that, and talking about an accident or whatever as well. I'm sure that has crossed their mind. Nobody wants to just leave anybody and just be like, that's it, I'm gone. Better luck, you pick up the piece. So you want to try and do something to give somebody something or whatever it may be. And in that mind frame, it's a weird mind frame to be in, where you're like, all right, when I'm going, I want to leave that and stuff like that, instead of just being like, right, well, let's get through it, But as you said, if you're in that negative loop and it's constantly going, you're thinking nothing else but like, all right, I'm going to leave, but I want to leave somebody with something better off. Something better off than I am. I've had thoughts. I've had suicidal thoughts. I've been came close myself as well. And it's a case of like, well, if I leave now, well then obviously like in 5 years' time, I'm probably gonna be worse than I am now. So if I leave now, well then I'll be doing them a favour.
For sure. I was the exact same.
It's that mind frame that you have.
It'll be harsh in the immediate term, but in the long term, everyone will be better off.
Because I'm a piece of shit and fucking and I'm not going to get any better.
Yeah, the mental gymnastics that you're capable of are fucking incredible. Like how you'll justify anything basically in that mindset.
As serious as that. So in terms of that, so you had the date came and passed.
Yeah, the day came and passed, and then I ended up actually. What happened in between the day coming and passing and me losing my job was there was the recession in Ireland was officially declared because it was kind of everyone was kind of worrying about it, and it was fucking mad. It was surreal. Like on the news, they were referring to the R word. They wouldn't even say fucking recession. That was the fucking case at the time. But then it became apparent that yes, the country is in recession, and yes, all the banks are fucking collapsing around the world. And what happened was everybody lost their job. Yeah. So when I lost my job, it was kind of no big deal.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
I know exactly
Frano lost his job along with everybody else.
Yeah.
As opposed to Frano lost his job. That distinction saved my fucking life. Like
big time.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got let go, and I got let go on the Friday. I think on the Monday I applied for a telesales job in Aircom, going from like I think it was 55 grand a year to like 25 grand a year. But I knew myself, I need to be fucking working. Yeah. I can't be at home with the fucking the state that I've been in for the last months. Fuck that. Like bad enough going to work, but not having work to go to. Like just it was a fucking non-starter. So kind of panicked a little and went telesales job in Aircom. I'll get
take
that.
it
Fucking do that. Happy fucking days. So applied for that on the Monday. I had the interview on the fucking Wednesday. They rang me on the like Friday. Can you start Monday? And I was like,
absolutely,
100%.
Yeah.
So got a new lease of life basically by starting a new job. Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Lease of life, yeah.
And then the cherry on the cake was I met two lads in Aircom. Shout out to Chris Gleeson and Joe Kelly because those two cunts saved my fucking life.
Fair play, lads.
Probably without even knowing.
Hannah Breeze. The lads fucking loved me. The lads thought I was class. The lads fucking became me friends, and they didn't know me from fucking Adam.
Yeah.
So the only thing that they had to judge me by was what I walked in the door with, and that really meant something to me because
they took you for who you were.
They took me, exactly, yeah. And I had spent the last year kicking the shit out of myself, basically telling myself I was no fucking good, and
so
this, that, and the other.
So this Frano that has walked into these two lads is probably a million miles away from the Frano from a year and a half ago. The 55 grand, the ego's boosted, you're the dog's bollocks and all the sales. Do you know, I'm sure if you had walked in as that guy, the lads might have been like, who's this?
They probably thought I was a complete prick. Yeah, for sure.
The stuff like that, it kind of breaks you down in terms of humbleness, just to come back in and say, listen, I am who I am now. So you met them lads, and Aircom kind of kicked off for you then, had it? Yeah,
well, it was a complete different life because I went from being on the road all the time to like driving around the country. I had so many counties that I was in charge of covering or whatever else. From that to getting the bus up to Dublin, working in the city centre in an open plan office with like 50 other people, going to lunch with people, sitting at the desk beside people. It was a whole new fucking different thing. Like, plus I was fucking drinking ahead of myself at the same time because I got a few bob out of the job that they let me go from, and I've been drinking heavily for the last couple of months as well, just to fucking numb the fucking suicidal fucking pains or whatever else.
Absolutely, yeah. So
I was a pisshead out in the lash with a new lease of life. I didn't know how long it'd last, but it was just different, and the change was what I fucking needed. So again, if there's anybody out there fucking in a dark space, if you can find something new to do, whether it be join a football team or join if you're into whatever the fuck you might be into.
We had a girl, Alana, on as well, and we were kind of speaking about that in terms of having that humbleness to start something and be willing to be humbled and be willing to accept that, okay, I'm shit at this, but I'm only shit at it because I'm only beginning at it. If it's something that you love, just rock up every week. As I said to my young fella as well, I was like, give it 2 months. Don't ever judge at him by a week or two and be like, I'm fucking shit, I'm done. Like 2 months in anything that you're doing will kind of tell you, okay, I like this, I'm good at it. Or it'll tell you, actually, you know what?
That's the problem with society these days. We look for immediate gratification because you look at it like we go on Instagram and you just see people who are having perfect lives and perfect bodies and you're just like, well, I just want that now. Like people, the problem I think is people don't show you the struggles. That's why I like our podcast. Like to know you know, if people look at you and then just say, right, sure, he's going running laps of Meath, you know, 360, whatever the amount of kilometres was. Sure, his life had to be boxed off, and he must have just always been like that.
It's not the case though.
But it's, and for everybody,
far from the case.
but for everybody, but the more that people start to let go a bit and say, life isn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, but I'm happy now and I worked hard to get here.
And I think that's the case. Well, I know you put up a photo, seen a photo of you kind of where, let's say you weren't in shape, and then a picture where you were in shape as well. Like that with Instagram as well. That wasn't instant. Do you know, that didn't happen, I'm sure, within fucking a week or two of going to the gym.
No, fucking right, absolutely.
And getting it done, like, you know. Or in terms of 337 kilometres, you're not just going to go out and run 337 kilometres. That's why you blew our mind earlier when you're doing a marathon on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Just for the crack.
That's crazy. No, so in terms of them, the telecom job, and you're drinking the head off yourself, what's your relationship like now with drinking and with the run? Because I know when I needed that challenge to run, to stop drinking, I was drinking. I was an alcoholic. Like I was just a pisshead all the time. And my fear was, I wasn't running the 5K every day. I was giving up drinking for prolonged periods, so I could run. Do you know? How is your relationship and stuff with all that's changed? I'm sure now with kids and everything else is different, is it?
Yeah, well, I'm a completely different person now, I suppose, to what I was back then. But certainly at the time, at the time, the idea of going out and having like 2 or 3 drinks, just that wasn't a thing. Like.
Oh yeah.
You know,
what's the point?
Like what would be teasing yourself?
What am I getting out of this? Like,
so it was go hard or go home. Like, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up the next day and forget. Practically all of the night out was the absolute standard. Like,
so you're working hard and you're playing hard.
Big time. Yeah, but back then I think it was different. I don't think there's as much of it going on these days.
No. There was. That's what you done. We were only speaking about the last one as well. The younger generation, they're not as I was saying. You could see them at 6 o'clock in the morning in the gym. 40 guys
People doing their leaving there going in. First I said there's lads in my gym going leaving at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the morning after the hour, getting ready to go to school in their uniform. I'm like, what? That blew me mind.
They're built different within it as well. So in terms of that, so you're finished. What age are you then in the telecom job?
What would have been? I think it was about 25. And what happened then was the big shift was Chris Gleason, one of those 2 lads. He was an anorak for mixed martial arts, which at the time nobody really knew about. Like, I had kind of seen it once or twice and thought it was class, but then it went to the ground and what's happening, and it's over. Like, no one had really a clue. Like, but he was a real anorak. Like, he was fucking into it. Like, and showed me the ins and outs of it, and basically got me hooked in it. And I found out that there was a club, Cocro, not far from where I was living. Joined it. Maybe 5 or 6 weeks into working in aircom, and just became obsessed with fucking MMA.
You found a new thing.
You still had them thoughts though, Fran?
No, not nearly as much. No, like I certainly wasn't out of the woods. It wasn't as though I went from being suicidal to grand, but there was that much going on. Like I went from, nothing but suicidal thoughts basically to new job, new friends. New obsession. Was training 2 or 3 times a week for 2 or 3 hours at a time.
You didn't have time to think.
Thoughts, even if they're trying to creep in, are probably like, hang on, I have to do this first, I have to do the job first and do that, and then
100%. Because prior to having all these new things to think about, all I had to think about was fucking me and how terrible things were, and how
shit you are,
and fucking all the rest.
Negative, isn't it?
Everything's negative. Everything is negative. You just can't get away from it. Like.
It's so dangerous to be alone with your mind.
Big time.
When you're in that headspace and you just start, because you start trying to fix things, but you're just trying to fix them up there. There's no action.
And you're just sitting. When somebody rings, and it's like, oh, do you want to come out? There's your opportunity. And you're like, nah, I'm all right.
So I wouldn't even answer the phone when I'm like that. I just don't.
I turn my phone off.
Just don't answer. Just keep away from me.
Absolutely. So you found the martial arts. And that was it. So what year was this in with martial arts?
So lost the job in 2009. So either 2009, 2010. The end of 2009 or the start of 2010. I can't remember.
It's when you kind of start getting into it.
It's when I started training.
So 2010 mixed martial arts isn't really that known over in the States. Never mind in Ireland.
Lad, for the first 3 or 4 years that I did it, like I was obsessed with it, training 3 or 4 times a week for fucking 2 or 3 hours at a time. And when I wasn't training, I was watching videos and just nerding out on it and being absolutely obsessed. And for the first 3 or 4 years, I told people I did kickboxing. because it was just easier.
Are you just a kid or
Do you know?
Were you real nervous starting that though? Jiu-jitsu and all that. Were you nervous?
No, I wasn't nervous. I don't think, because like when you start anything, it's not as though on your first day it's like, right, you're the new kid, right? Well, there's the pro fucking kickboxer. Go spar with him. Like, you know, you start where you start.
Course,
But like what you were saying there earlier about people being afraid to start and people being afraid to kind of handle themselves. Like starting something new is going to be a bit cringe no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Like if you walk into a weightlifting gym or a powerlifting gym or a mixed martial arts gym or any kind of environment where people are training, you're going to be shit. It's your first day there. That's the whole fucking point. Like,
It's
you
a
know?
confidence thing as well.
I think that's a great use of the term. It's a great use of the word cringe, because that's what you're doing. When you've left the first session, you're just cringing and you're like, I'm fucking, this is
big
off.
time,
This is off for me. But if you're willing to sit with that and accept that and be like, well, this is just how it has to be.
Yeah, it's part and parcel.
And regardless of anything you do.
So we done our first podcast. What were we like driving home? We started looking for the things that we weren't happy.
I still cringe on him for his first podcast. You know what I mean? It was
poor
very bad for you.
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's off again. What do you mean?
You were awful at it.
What was that, Louis? I thought it was anyway.
You are brilliant, Jack. but it's a natural human behaviour. But it's something that's not said out loud.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
To see it, you're cringing, but so's fucking your man over in the corner as well.
We all do
you
it,
know?
but we don't say it out loud.
Yeah.
This is the problem, and this is why people get into situations with their mindset and that, because for the most part, on a surface level, we talk bullshit, you know, as a society. Whereas it's in going, like, I doubt myself a lot doing things, and the same as us when we say it as well, like doing our first podcast show. People get on and think we have a laugh. Geez, them lads were great doing that, you know. But we say before we might have had 2 false starts. We might have had to do an edit going through. But that's the truth of the situation.
It's never perfect, is it?
No.
Never perfect.
Like even me missus, we sat down and watched the first podcast as well, and like she was like, that was really good, and I was like, that was shy. I was like, I hated every part of it. I look at the way I'm sitting, I'm like, fucking, I'm not asking this, I'm not doing that. But it's general. I'll watch last week's back again and I'll be like, I don't like that. You know, it's always a constant. It's never like, you're never going to be like, oh, I'm happy with that. I don't think so anyway.
I agree with you, yeah.
I'm always quite cynical of myself anyway, and in terms of if somebody says, oh, you're great at that, I'm like, nah.
Do you know what's mad? I'll tell you a little story here, because I work in the studio, but it's something that we just noticed along the way. So anyone who come in and record a podcast, right? So normally we bring them into, James, you bring them into the studio there, right? And everyone wants to see themselves on video. You know, as you record a podcast, I want to see myself. So you put them up on the production screen. The first thing, and I'd say, for a number, 99 out of 100, everyone who looked at the screen focused on something they didn't like about themselves and said it out loud.
Yeah, straight away.
And I think, I can't remember one person went for a positive, but from my memory, everyone else was something negative. Oh, do you see the way, or this, oh, I don't like the way I looked at. It's just something that I just seen, I observed over time, and I was like, wow.
Do you reckon, is it a natural thing, or is it an Irish thing, do you reckon? Do you reckon, like, but do you reckon, do you know the way we have begrudgery that lives in our veins, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you do well, fucking Thomas down the road will let you know you're not doing well. Sure, look at that cunt, he thinks he's fucking...
I think we're trying to live to fake standards. We're all caught up in so much crap, like I was saying, like, when you were saying that to me, and I was picturing myself as a 24-year-old in a suit and an executive in a company car, like, I was, that's me successful. I haven't thought, am I a good person? Am I good to people around me? Do I help other people? No, because my mind is saying that's success.
That's it.
And it's why 15, 16-year-olds and even younger start making bad decisions in life, because there's no reward in, society doesn't show reward in, you know, breaking out of a bad situation and turning over yourself. There's no one preaching that or trying to share these messages. But there's drug dealers there going, here's money, here's the flash clothes you want, here's that.
There's nobody that's out there volunteering, doing good work, driving around the fucking brand new fucking X5 and everything, and has a few quid in their pocket. You're right there.
Because we're told that's what, like, well, for me, only speaking personal experience, we kind of like, that's what success is, or that's what a good life is, or you have to go on 3.5 holidays a year to these amazing destinations that have infinity pools, and they're the only pools that can make it on Instagram because they make everything look bullshit.
Yeah, bullshit.
But you know what I mean?
And so through the mixed martial arts, when you done it, so did you go professional?
No, God, no. I only fought twice at amateur level. Now, I would have liked to have fought more, but
Did you win?
I fought twice. I won my debut and I came second in my next fight.
He came second.
What was it like? What was it like though? You know,
I couldn't wait for it. Couldn't wait.
I can imagine
Well,
that.
itching. So, because obviously we only kind of mentioned today as well, but like I'm sure you have that warrior mindset, you have that mentality. So, I'm sure you are prepped into
I
when
can
that fight
imagine
comes
that.
up. I think you're just like, get me in the fucking ring.
Oh, big
just
time.
Get me in.
Just couldn't wait to start the fucking
Let me
thing.
fucking do it. Yeah.
And I'm kind of like that even now with this run coming up in the 18 because my training's long over. Like you know, like I ran 4K 3 or 4 days ago, and tomorrow or the next day I'll run 3 or 4K. You know, just to stay loose. Just to stay loose.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know, the training is over. Like,
But
the training's fucking done.
Well,
Like.
you have to remember,
that
lads,
332
he's
or something.
earned this though.
Yeah.
See, this thing we're saying, 3 or 4 kilometers, but he's earned it.
He's done all the hard
this,
work.
and this is what people. This is the thing again. People see, you know, we're making light of it. You know, just 3. He says, but all the days he turned up to earn that.
Oh well, look. So you're 3 or 4K, and then you say keep it loose, and that's understandable. But you know in your head that you have it. Have you? You know it. You're gonna do that 300.
You're gonna do it no matter what.
I don't know. Like I mean,
it's a big fucking challenge.
So I've done the training.
Right.
Have you got any injuries in the training?
No injuries.
No
injuries. No niggles. No fucking nothing.
Right.
I'm right as rain. I've
I've
done everything right.
I seen your fucking 1st of April post. It was
Brilliant.
brilliant. It was brilliant. So was it AI? Was it that you used with the leg?
Yeah.
So AI picture, and he was like, "Look, guys, really bad news. This is it. This is the end. We're not gonna do it, wasn't it?"
I got knocked off my bike and we went to work.
And what was somebody sending you in fucking get well soon?
I got a fucking Easter egg the next day, 2 days later with a get well soon card. Oh, fucking roaring laughing, man.
That had to come up.
I rang my mum actually the day before I put that up because I recorded it the day before and I wanted to upload it at like 12 o'clock at night because it'd be technically April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
But people wouldn't have heard loads of other April Fool's jokes because people would have copped on. If I uploaded that the evening, people would have been done by
Sable Phil's. Of course,
he's
they would have
fucking
second
around.
guessed it. Yeah.
I recorded it the day before and I told my mum, I was like, look, listen, I haven't been knocked down off that and nothing's gone wrong, so when you see this, fucking, you know, don't freak out or whatever. The amount of phone calls that poor woman got over
Lucky you did tell her.
Is there anything we can do?
Yeah.
Like,
Fran, what mentally prepares you for this run?
Well, I've solace in knowing that I've done the training. Do you know, kind of way I've put in the hard graft. If I don't finish it for whatever reason, it's not because I didn't train fucking hard enough, for sure.
Yeah.
But on the not having, like, I'm glad I'm not sitting here going, no, I'll finish it. 337.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm going to do that, no problem.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not saying that because it wouldn't be the challenge that it is if there wasn't a considerable amount of doubt. And it's the same with fighting. Like, I don't think you should be going into a fight saying there's absolutely no way I'm going to fucking lose this.
Absolutely.
I think that's a bad mentality to go into a fight with. Like,
any one fucking one kick, one punch.
Gone.
That's it.
For sure.
And then that's it.
Be confident that you couldn't have done any more.
Confident
in your
you're not cocky.
Confident you're not cocky. Confident that you know yourself. You haven't been going out in the piss for the last couple of weekends or whatever it is. Like, you know, you've got your nutrition right. You've got your training plan right. You've been sleeping. You haven't been taking the piss. You haven't been smoking weed. You haven't been doing whatever you fucking know you shouldn't be doing. Have the confidence in knowing that you're fully prepared. But if you know for certain that you're absolutely going to do the thing, you're either overconfident or maybe it's not that big of a challenge. So there is certainly
100%.
I hope I finish this fucking thing after all, especially after all the hype that I've built up online about
as well.
it. Like.
And I think so. And Jay's thing as well for sobriety was, and he said it's like he started his journey with social media, but that was an accountability sense of things. Where so like yourself, where. Like even and like as I said, it's fucking it's monumental. Like to think even if you didn't finish but done 250 kilometers straight, it's crazy to think it. But because you've seen the videos and now it's day 19 left, day 18 left, and it's just ticking all the way down. Like, and you've gone up to like you've over 5,000 followers now. And like myself, we'll all be watching.
No pressure.
So no pressure, brother. So no fucking pressure. Come here and tell me this. Can people run with you?
Yeah, no, they can indeed. What I say to people is if you want to join in, like I'll be updating people where I am throughout the whole thing. And if you're living or working or whatever along the route and you want to join me, by all means, the two things that I say to everyone is, one, it's the public roads, you're on your own from a safety point of view.
Yeah.
I can barely
100%.
look after myself, never mind fucking someone else tagging along. Like,
Yeah.
so from a safety point of view, it's on you, lad. But yeah, absolutely. The other thing then is for the last, let's say, third of it, so when I get towards, I don't know, kind of Cloney, Ashburn, fucking Laytown, Drogheda, the last third of the race, I'm not going to be, you know, up the boys and down the pipes, let's go, lads. Like, I could be a fucking walking lunatic at that stage.
Yeah.
So when I have my mic running beside you, you're not gonna chat. Well, now, pal, huh? How do we feel now about it? Fuck off. I'm keeping going. Well, actually, about the mixed martial arts as well, we have a nice trend as well. So you're gonna have to give Jay a kick in the thigh. Just show him.
No, I got one already the last
You got
episode.
one off of Lana.
Lana gave me a
so
right
same thing
in the
again,
thigh.
maybe.
And she only hit me and I could feel it.
Oh yeah,
They think it's only
if you know how to place it.
She literally only just a little.
I told you. Can I ask a question? Just something that went from listening to your story. Did you say you have your own business now?
Yeah, I do indeed.
What I'd love to just ask about is, so from a fella who, at one stage, you know, was, and sales not a hard job or not an easy job mentally, you know, targets, KPIs, all the things that go along with that kind of role, and it's kind of a role that a lot of people fall into that don't know what they want to do because it's accessible. Like people are willing to give you a shot and say, turn up and look, if you're good, we'll keep you. If you're not, we'll dump you. You know, it's that kind of, it's cutthroat kind of industry. But how did you go from, you know, at one point thinking you're on top, I'm boxed off, this is my life, flash car, all that, to being humble to go and work in an aircom? How did it go to having your own business and all that then?
So for as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to do my own thing.
Yeah.
And that, like, even in school, like, I wasn't great in school. Not that I wasn't smart enough for it, but I don't like being told what to do. And I've had, Jesus Christ, over like a 10 or a 15 year period, I must have had 20 different jobs. You know, when I got into the sales role on the road, I was working for a company for 3 years, and then I got poached by the company that ended up having to let me go. Yeah. But before that, again, 15 jobs in like 10 years, because I just didn't like being told what to do, and I clash with managers all the fucking time because they'd want me to do it this way, and I couldn't understand why they wouldn't do it the fucking right way, which is what I thought it was like, you know. So I just constantly clashed with people, and it was because I suppose I'm a creative person and I always see different ways of kind of doing things, and I want to do things my own way. And that was, I suppose, one of the things that made me half decent at the MMA was, not only was MMA so new, but the beauty of it being so new was that there was no this is how it's done. Like even the coach was fucking making it up as he went along. So fucking new. Do you know, kind of way, which was great. Like, so,
for you, it's each their own. Fucking if you can do it.
If it works, it's in.
It's in. Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, it's fucking out. And sales was like that as well. And another thing that I loved about sales was, now this is probably, it's the thing that I love most about it, and it's probably the hardest thing about it, is at the end of the month there's a number that says how good you are. And if that's high, brilliant, and if it's low, not so much, like, you know. But it's definitive, like. And with fighting as well, or even sparring, you know at the end who fucking got the better of who. It's very objective, like. And you don't need your manager to come in, or someone else, a third party, to come in and say you did well because of this, or you didn't do well because of this. Like, hang on a fucking second, what's the number at the bottom of that page?
That's sales, that's sales.
That's my target, that's what I got. Fuck off.
Have you done before that? Sales?
I've done it, and the thing he's saying, and the most painful thing is, you're a top dog, you've done 115% of target, and to say July, you start all over.
Scratch off and then you go again. And then it's back to square.
And what's worse is next fucking June, your target is the target you got the year before.
There's bases to come off, and that's fucking, I find it as well with being with suits and the job that we're in. Like that as well, you could get a wedding party in, and we do made to measure as well. So you get a made to measure and a wedding party in, and you've done $7,000 that day, and you fucking nailed the previous budget behind it. You come around the year after that, and now you're looking going, bollocks.
Yeah, why
is
did I
that
do so
$7,000
good?
now? Fucking, you're doing about $1,000 in the day, which is a good day, and you're like, nah, that's that.
That's how you do it. Yeah.
But that sells. That's satisfying. So what's the current job now, or what's the company?
That's a fucking mad one. So I run what's called a vertical farm, if you ever heard of such a thing.
No.
So, so as the name suggests, is it?
Yeah, so you've probably seen it online over the years. If you imagine like a shed, like a warehouse, you know the way you'd have pallet racking in a shed, but you'd have lights on each shelf, and you'd have plants growing underneath. Did you ever see anything like that?
Yeah.
It's a similar setup to how lads grow weed, basically, illegally, like, you know, in an artificial environment.
Or legally, depending on what country.
Depending on what country you're in, exactly, yeah. So we grow what are called microgreens in one of these vertical farms.
Right.
And we supply them to the end user, our restaurants, so they're used as a garnish. But the guys that we supply them to are the big wholesalers, the likes of your Doyle's Veg Prep and your Keeling's Food Service.
Yeah.
So we stack them high and sell them cheap, basically. So we put in
Stack
pallet
them high,
quantities.
sell them cheap. You're
Yeah,
fucking
so-
born salesman. Fucking fucking.
Pallet quantities into distributors. So
Right.
we have like 5 or 6 customers, but we're supplying 700 or 800 restaurants.
Yeah.
You know, kind of indirectly.
Your
like.
big customers that your clients are big.
Yeah,
and they'll
exactly,
do
yeah.
the rest of
When
it.
does that?
Yeah,
So-
and how the fuck do you end
Yeah,
up there?
yeah.
That's I wasn't expecting
let's get into
that.
that, yeah,
That
let's get
was
into that
definitely
for
not
a
on
minute,
the.
So how long am I at it? So we celebrated 10 years there in October, just
well.
gone.
Right, good day.
Doing something right anyway. 10 years.
10 years, yeah.
And it kind of ties into the story of earlier. So suicidal, fucking lost the job, got the new start in aircom, met the 2 lads, got into the MMA. But another thing that I got into was I always had a kind of a touch of green fingers.
Yeah.
And just got into doing a bit of that because I was just doing better in myself, like, or whatever, and just gave that a bit of a go. And I got with a girlfriend at the time, my now wife, and we set up a small polytunnel in the back garden. And because she liked the idea of growing her own fucking food or herbs or something, like, you know. And again, I need something to fucking keep me mind. She kind of probably, if she mightn't have known that explicitly, but she kind of got it, like, keep that cunt entertained
Keep
kind of
him
thing.
busy.
do
Just
you know
keep
what I
him
mean?
busy and he'll be all right, yeah.
Yeah. So that was going great during the spring and summertime. It was class. Was growing fucking way too many different types of plants and killing half of them or whatever. But it was a bit of crack.
Learning experience.
The learning curve was through the roof, like, it was deadly.
Yeah.
And then as the year progressed, it started getting cooler. So I threw in a bit of a heater. And then as the year progressed even more, there wasn't enough light. So we threw in lights. And then I realised I was heating and lighting a room that had basically just a clear, thin sheet of plastic across the top of it.
Light
Like.
and heat a tent. It's going out the bleeding. It's going out
Exactly.
the gap. Yeah.
So down to the fucking local hardware and bought 6 rolls of attic insulation, rolled that over the polytunnel, covered that with a continuous sheet of polythene just to keep it waterproof.
Is this all off? Have you studied this, or is this all off what you're like?
No,
in
it's just
Frano's
fucking
head? You're
YouTube. I fucking dog with a bone, like, you know. Just fucking,
so you're cracking on with that, yeah?
yeah, just learning. I love novelty. I thrive on novelty. So if like walking into here, I'm like a fucking child looking around. The lights and the cameras and the soundproofing and just the whole lot. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking
James will have a
amazing.
boner in there.
I know, fair play to him. Like, it's the whole lot. Like, it's fucking,
Boner, Jamesy.
it's amazing. Like, it really is. Fucking credit to the lads. It's absolutely class.
So you've insulated the polytunnel.
Yeah, so what I ended up with, I basically stumbled into having a controlled growing environment. And I was like, I could go grow fucking tomatoes in December in Ireland.
all year round, yeah.
So I started thinking, like, that's grand. Growing tomatoes in December in Ireland is grand. But if it costs you fucking 18 times more to grow them than it does to buy them in the shop.
With the lighting and the heating and
Exactly,
everything
yeah,
else.
because there's savage expense in it.
yeah.
Like, so that sent me down the rabbit hole of what could I grow that would be commercially viable. And the length of time it takes to grow something is key. Because if something takes 2 months to grow, it's going to cost 2 months of heat and light. But if something only takes a week to grow, it's only a fraction of that.
Yeah.
So stumbled on these things called microgreens. Started researching the industry in Ireland. Do we use them? Does anybody use them? Who uses them? How much of them do you use? And it turns out that one particular product in the microgreens umbrella called affiliate cress or pea shoots is the big one that everybody uses in Ireland. So started trialing growing that. It grew well. Went to the markets and saw what was available. Grew what I thought was an equivalent box of this stuff. Went into Total Produce in the city centre on Burford Street and got chatting to a buyer and said, look, I have this box. I went in there to find out how much did it cost him to buy this stuff, and how many boxes a week did he buy? That's the two things that I wanted to walk out of there knowing. And when I was in there chatting to him, it happened to have a problem with his current supplier, and he half looked at the box, didn't really, just kind of went, yeah, fucking whatever, grand. He goes, I'll take 60 boxes of them a week off you. That's what he said to me, and I was like, yeah,
100%,
fucking no bother, no bother. And he goes, when would you have them for me? And I was like, take me a week and a half to grow them, so I'll have them here in 2 weeks. And he goes, right, that's 60 boxes every week now, starting in 2 weeks' time. And I went, yeah, no bother, 100%. Yeah. So I walked out of there with two things. An order for 60 boxes a week and a question: where the fuck am I going to get 60 boxes a week from? Like
she's got a blame.
Fucking right. Straight to the hardware store, bought fucking 4x2s and wires and lights and trays and fucking
straight in at it and just fucking and that's the backing yourself. That's just did it. Like that's the Awstopbro moment. That's just fuck it. Enough's enough.
That was out of a 200 square foot polytunnel in the back garden, and we have nearly 20,000 square foot now at the minute.
Stop joking me.
Yeah, 3,000 square foot grow room, 3,000 square foot pack house, 3,000 square foot production facility, offices, canteen.
And what is it called again?
Irish microgreens.
You're a hell of a man.
You've
eaten my stuff, guaranteed. If you've eaten in a restaurant 4 or 5 times in the last 10 years.
So explain to me, what are they? What is it?
They're tiny little plants.
Right, okay.
That's all they are. So
you want a bit of green on the soup, do you know your veg soup or whatever you get? Am I correct?
Pretty much, it could be, But tiny little plants, only about that size. 3 or 4 inches tall.
But you thought, okay, how can I get something in good quality and then get it back out?
Yeah, so our USP, our unique selling point at the time anyway, was most of the stuff in Ireland was being grown in Ireland during the spring and summertime, say, and then it was all being imported during the winter.
Yes.
So what I went in during the winter and said, look, I have this and it's Irish. And your man goes, yeah, right, whatever. As I said, I think he had a problem with his current supplier or whatever. So yeah, grand. Didn't think twice about it. It was a nothing thing to him, you know. So yeah, we guaranteed that we'd have it year round. So a lot of my customers we deliver to them twice a week. And what I say to a new customer is, look, I'll be in your yard every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 o'clock with whatever amount you want. The quality consistency will always be fucking absolutely spot on, regardless of whether it's sunny or cloudy or whatever. Yeah. Because another problem that they would have had prior to the way we do it is, lads, it's supposed to deliver on a Thursday, but they're there on a Tuesday because it's been a scorcher for the past week, or they're supposed to be there on a Monday and they're not there till Thursday because it's been fucking freezing or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just went in and said, look, we've basically this sussed.
We'll see you Tuesday, 11 o'clock every morning. Be ready.
And
we'll have
it.
Sounds like the best drug dealer.
It's like,
Could I go, just one thing before we go off on it? So you went in just with a box trying to sell it, and your man says,
not even trying to sell it. I wanted to show him. I wanted to know, was this any good?
Is this,
and he barely fucking looked at
it. How much did a box sell for?
Oh, at the time, I think it was about €6 a box. And at the time, it was costing me, I'd say, about, I don't know, 11 or 12 euro to make the fucking thing.
Wow, it's a nice force, so harder just a 60.
It is and it isn't, though.
So hang on, so you were making €6, but you were spending 12 to make it?
Yeah.
So you were losing out on
So you're down €6 a box. And you've just got an order for 60 boxes a week.
Okay.
So you're €360 or 3,600 a week.
But you just wanted a customer.
Well, you have to fucking start somewhere. And I knew with the economies of scale, the bigger you fucking make it, because at the time, you have to remember, I was buying seeds in fucking, I can't even remember, 20 gram packets.
The lads know what 20 grams is.
Yeah. But a 20 gram packet of seeds out of Woodies, like, we buy them in 10-ton shipments from all over Europe now. Like.
Okay.
Do you know that kind of way? So that's the kind of,
that's the whole thing of the
humbleness
of every expert was once a beginning. You have to start somewhere.
Big time, yeah. And you have to be willing to go in and make a fucking eat out of yourself.
And cringe out. So you walked out with it down €6 a box and fucking and fucking delighted with life.
Yeah, for sure.
Straight to the hardware. I'll build more. I'll build and they will come.
Yeah, for sure.
And what, you just celebrated your 10-year anniversary?
Yeah, just there in October. 10 years straight.
Congratulations.
That's fucking brilliant.
I
love that.
I
really love that.
You're a hell of a man.
From where you were to where you were at.
But where it starts off, like building something out your backyard, to stand in a shop with a box and getting to that, this is especially for people like that are watching. Like, you just don't know what's out there.
what's around the corner for you.
But if you just back yourself, because no one else is going to back you at the start. You have to be the one to say, I'm going to back myself. I'm going to roll the dice. I'm going to take the hits when they come. But did you ever think, and this is what makes it so true, and this is why I fucking love it, did you ever think when you started off that you'd be celebrating 10 years, ordering in tons of fucking seeds? Did you ever think, like, in your wildest dreams at the start, you have to be humble at the start, did you ever think it would grow to this 10 years later?
I didn't know, but I was willing to fucking try. I definitely didn't know.
So in terms of that, so you get your first buyer in, your man 60 boxes. What happens then? So let's say he says to somebody else, "Come here, this lad is giving the garnishes or whatever. He's giving it all year round. Don't mind
it sounds so dodgy. This fella has it all year.
And here, it's good stuff as well. It's pure. This stuff gets you whacked. But so are they saying then? Because is there not many people doing that? What you're doing at the time? Where you
there's no one in the country doing it the way I did it at the time.
So these lads down the road are saying, hang on a minute, he's going to give it to us every fucking Tuesday, where this cunt's getting it in from Spain, but it's going to take 3 weeks to come in from Spain.
It's X amount of days old or whatever.
So did it just snowball? Did it just where you just had you got more orders in than you could physically?
No, that was never really the case, because you see, the other side of it is, it was built on a fucking shoestring, and it's still kind of on a shoestring. Nice. You know, kind of, we've just gone bit by bit by bit by bit by bit all the time. Like, so there was times when I would have gotten an order, let's say, or even one of my existing customers. So it's funny because you have to nearly have double the capacity for what your weekly sale is to stay in business. Because let's say you're doing 500 boxes a week, and that's great. And then during the peak of the summer, your orders spike to 800 boxes a week. You need to have that headroom to be able to actually grow all that stuff. So we were always kind of building more and more headroom all the time. And then over time, we just got in more orders. Different people heard of us, or I went and approached different people. But I was always afraid of almost getting too big too soon, because I know my own limitations. Like, I don't have a fucking business degree. I don't, like, I can do a lot, but there's limits to fucking what I can do as well. Like, and I was kind of aware of my own limitations, and I was afraid from the start of kind of getting too big too fast. And the problem that I have now it's a fucking good problem to have, don't get me wrong, but there's often times when I feel like I've built myself like a really, really nice prison. Because
I know what you mean.
I never grew up with a dream of growing pea shoots, and it's fucking relentless. Like, it's 365 days a year, like, you know,
because it's you, because you have promised them.
For sure.
365 days a year.
The downside of that is, like, you know, you've probably heard of these things called bank holiday weekends and shit like that. Forget about all that shit. Like,
no.
Like, what they mean to me is the lads that work with me are off.
Yeah.
Or they're in and they're getting paid double.
So no wonder you're off fucking doing marathons and all that. That's your only bit of time where your brain can probably just come back there. And in terms of the marathons, do you feel like it helps as well when you get into that, let's say, past 18 kilometers, and the mind starts kind of just switching down? Like, you're not business orientated, you're not family orientated. Are you just thinking? Like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking when you're running, like, for these big ones? Well,
it depends. For the big ones, like getting lost in thought, like, I have a huge interest in psychology, so I love psychology. So be just thinking of different kind of psychological musings, or different kind of ideas, or it could be fucking anything. Like, it could be
whatever comes to the head.
Whatever comes, exactly. Yeah. Like the next run, like this whole setup here is class. Like, this will keep me going for at least 20 hours during the fucking run now on this coming Thursday. Like, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Not 65 to 70 hours now, though.
Sorry. Well, there you go. Yeah.
That's the fucking.
How many people have you got walking for you?
It's funny, right? There was 4 of us at one stage. There was 3 of us full time and 1 of us part time. We're down to 2 of us full time now at the minute. Now, we could probably do it an extra part timer, but what's happened is, over the years we've gotten busier, if anything. So we're doing more now with myself and another lad full time than we were when there was 3 lads full time and a part timer. But we've just tightened everything, because one of the beauties of what we do is, like, imagine you're a builder and you're doing one-off houses all the time. Okay, so you're up to a new site on a new road, and you're dealing with a new local hardware, and it's a different design all the time. and then compare that to somebody who's building the exact same house on the exact same site every time. So our place is set up like a factory.
Yeah.
Like we
It
do
is
the
streamlined.
streamlined to the fucking last. You've no
I can
idea.
imagine,
But that's your
Fucking hell,
10 years experience. That's what 10 years experience gets you.
Big time, big time. So every day in our place is different. So Monday is completely different to Tuesday, completely different to Wednesday, completely different to Thursday.
How?
But
Processes.
just so on. Let's say on Monday we sow seeds and we take stuff out of the ground.
Right.
It's not
Tuesday,
I'm locked in, mate. I'm locked in.
Silly me, yeah.
so every day of the week is completely different.
Yeah.
But every Monday is identical. Every
Yeah.
Tuesday is identical. Do you know that kind of
I
way?
know
So-
exactly what you mean.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
every
repeats that every week then.
the full week is the exact same the next day. But,
Okay.
So you know, like you could ask me what's happening in my place to work at 4:00 on a Tuesday,
You
and
know.
I could fucking tell you
At the
because
round
it's
this and
the
this is
exact
round
same
this.
If you
every
pick me
time.
with like a well-oiled machine, it
That's
is just
what it is.
yeah.
Big time,
Yeah.
big time.
And come here, and so with the wife helping you with the, like obviously you had the green fingers at the time. Does she still have a part of the business, or did she just?
Yeah, so she works herself. She works for a company, Champion Lettons in Drogheda. She's the office manager over there, and she helps me out with some of the accounting. She does my invoicing and statements at the end of every month.
Yeah.
Plus, she picks up the slack. So for the last number of months, you know, I go to work, I do a day's work, and then I come home and I go, right, babe, I'm out the door. See you in 6 hours.
Yeah, fucking yeah. I'm just
You
going
know,
on
three or 4 days a week.
just going
And
on a
you've
light
kids at
one,
home
babe.
that-
Yeah, back
You
in
know,
12
so
hours.
she's been fucking.
Okay, yeah.
She's been doing all that.
Yeah,
like.
I found even for like I was just doing the 5Ks and they were taking me. Some of them take me an hour and a half, depending on how long.
He's
I wanted
lying,
to
it takes him
how-
longer.
He's
trying to take it over.
No, so I used to have on Strava and I come home and like she'd be like, "You ran that in 22 minutes or whatever it was," and she was like. An hour and a half? Where the fuck were you? I'm just sitting in the car watching TikToks and stuff. Do you know, just trying to get a bit of time back before I do on. So yeah, I had to narrow it down. And we were saying earlier, that's the beauty of running was when I was doing the challenge just to do it every single day. It was getting in before 12 o'clock was ended. That was my biggest panic because there'd be times where I go to work and I come home from work and it's 7 o'clock, 7:30. I've put the kids to bed. Then something has happened and now I'm rolling into 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to bleed. It's nearly 12 o'clock. I think I've done 3 runs at 11:30 at night. And fucking flew them over.
And you've been doing what, 5K a day for
So
how
I did.
long,
So
or?
I finished on the April tour, done 5K a day for the whole year.
Oh, wow,
So
fucking hell.
out doing it every single day, 7 days a week.
Class.
Trying to get them done. And as I said, it was like now there was other days I'd go out and do 10, I'd do 15K, depending on. And I always found, to be fair, it was the days I'd done it the longest. Were the days I went out fucking screaming at the cars that were going past me, going fucking, because I'm on the country roads, so like when I'm running down them and there'd be like somebody close, I'm like, look at this fucking prick, look fucking too close to me, but fuck you anyway, and everything else. And then by about 5-6K, I'm like, do you know what? You're running more because that's what you're gonna do. And I'm just saying that's just a mindset of just. Once you click in and you switch it, you're just like, right, fuck it, we're getting it done. So we were saying there earlier, and you were showing me the picture. Obviously, the viewers won't be able to see it. Do you know the route that you've mapped out for this run that year?
Yeah, so a mate of mine, shout out to Bernard Smith from Ultimate Conditioning and Trim, he cycled this route a couple of years ago. So he tracked his run, and I have that file. So I'm following his exact route.
Because you were saying because you're doing it's the border of County Meath, the full border, which is 37, which is blowing my mind because you were saying is a Dublin to Dingle.
Dublin to Dingle,
it's 337 kilometres.
Yeah, but just to put it into perspective.
But just in that Meath border is 337 kilometres.
The whole thing, like.
So do you know? So Meath, let's go. Just Meath as the county.
Yeah.
To run around that whole border is 337 kilometres.
Mad.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
You wouldn't think it.
I have a good analogy for you. If you get a piece of string and tie it around the top of a pint glass, it's way taller. If you stretch out that string, it's way taller than the pint glass.
So if you put that string around,
if you get a piece of string and go around like whatever the camera is here, if you get a piece of string and
just pull it around once,
it's way taller than the actual height of the pint glass.
Yeah, we had to try that.
I'm not
so
going to make an eagle every time. I'm very fucking sure.
Here's a pint glass and a piece of string I had here.
But like, you know, when you look at the County Meath, you're like, fucking, okay, I see the
Small
border of
enough.
County Meath, but it's not going to go from fucking Dublin to Dingle, is it? And it fucking is, yeah.
It fucking is.
Yeah,
So
you stick like O'Connell Street, Dublin and Dingle into Google Maps, and it might be 337, it might be 340 or 325 or something, but you know, as near as makes no difference.
fucking.
And when are you starting this again? What day is it?
The 18th of June.
18th of June.
So I'm hoping to start between about 7 and 8 o'clock in the morning and finish then. Realistically, the earliest I'll finish will be Saturday lunchtime. But
It sounds so normal to him saying that. Now I'm finished.
It's mind-blowing stuff.
So 7, because myself as well, I don't know if Jay does running as well, and I think anybody who's watching this who is a runner will be like, what is
amazing,
fucking what? This is crazy.
And
Have
you
you done
ask the question? Sorry, you asked the question. Can people run with you?
Yeah.
I love to run 10k.
yeah, just
Along the way.
now running like I'll be going fucking walking pace
Yeah,
practically
gosh, yeah.
because again, like I could fly around 3/4 of it in record time and then not be able to finish the fucking thing. Like, you know,
it's the hare and the tortoise, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
big time.
fucking
Yeah,
slow and
yeah, for
steady
sure.
always wins the race.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we'll do it. If you'll join, I'll
do a bit with you. Yeah.
I like the way you've limited it at 10k as well. I like that. Yeah.
10k sounds nice, you know.
I'm only doing 5. He'll do 2.5 if you're going to Bettystown. Like, so I'm losing the run of myself. So Newgrange we started.
Yeah.
And then around where are you coming into Bettystown, Laytown? Coming around.
Yeah, I'll be finishing. So I'm doing it anti-clockwise. So Bettystown, Laytown will be the final stretch of it.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you have any particular place where you're ending in Bettystown, Laytown? Like?
Oh no, so I'm going to make it back to Newgrange, starting and finishing in Newgrange. To make it the full fucking
And
loop.
have you got like is there big planning behind it? Like is the family gonna be there and you're gonna have?
It depends. So if I'm there at Saturday lunchtime, there might be a bit of a crowd.
Yeah, 3 o'clock in the morning.
If I'm there 4 o'clock at Sunday morning, there fucking more than likely won't be.
Yeah.
I'd be ringing a fucking taxi trying to get myself home.
Do you have a link for like a donation or that?
Yeah, the iDonate is on the link on all my social media.
Okay.
So
we'll link it in with our page. And as I said to you before, as soon as I seen it, I was like, because I couldn't believe it. Even when you come in today, and I was like, we just have to make sure. We just have to ask this fella. Is he doing it consecutive? Like, is he doing it straight? Because in my head, I was driving in the car down, and I was trying to, because me daily introduction that I gave as well. But I was going over that in my head, and then I was like, hang on. What if he's doing it over like a period where I'm like, okay, I'll run 100 kilometres and then I'll stop a little bit and then I'll run 100 kilometres again? Because you find with the ultra marathons, you can do that, can't you? You can.
There's a lad you've probably seen him as a Chris. He's running to Malin to Mizzen Point and back.
Already back now. He's come back down now, isn't he?
Hilarious, but I think he's running 100k. And then he's presumably stopping in, is it a B&B or a hotel or something? And then doing 100k and 100k and 100k.
Yeah. So how are you going to do it? Are you just kind of...
He's doing 337 straight, bro.
Yeah. He's just raw dogging it.
He's fucking raw dogging it.
There won't be a bit of rubber left on the bottom.
That's like David Goggins kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's like, mate, it's unreal. It's incredible. You're an incredible human being, bro. You really are. No, honestly, it's like when I invited you on and stuff like that, I had no idea where this conversation we're going to go into
microgreens and vertical farms.
Vertical farms and microgreens. I'm going to leave here fucking feeling great. Now I say that, me mom will be like, what was on the show? Like, I can't remember. Sorry about that. I'll have to watch it back. I'm fucking of a head like a sieve. So the start in Newgrange, end in Newgrange, 19th of June. This is around summer solstice time, is it?
That's why we picked this weekend. It's the summer solstice weekend.
Very sacred for the land that's in it. And I know you're running around Meath, all you royal heads. But the ancient East and the summer solstice is a big thing. Is it? Will you get any more energy out of it, or is that?
I don't know. There's a coolness about it that I like. So the Newgrange thing is actually a winter solstice thing, but it's a fucking solstice thing too. So it's close enough as far as I'm concerned. But also the reason behind it being the summer solstice is just daylight.
It's the longest day of the year.
Yeah, and our luck was in this year because it's a full moon that weekend
as well.
So as long as it's been the longest days of the year, it's got a full moon. And from a safety perspective and a head perspective, it'd be nice to not have your headlamp on you Because if it's pitch black and all you have is your headlamp, all you have is a fucking circle.
I
front
found
of you.
running that night time as well, because I was out in Termafeckin, and when I was running during the summer, I was like, geez, fucking plenty of lampposts around here. I was like, I'll be all right here, because that was the route I picked and that was the route I wanted. And then I realised that they didn't turn the the lights on. They didn't, because it's actually up a Sea Point golf course and stuff like that.
Right.
So they don't put the lights on, obviously, for the residents. So there was nights like that where the full moon came out and I was fucking cruising.
Class.
It's beautiful. You have a bit of light, and then there's other nights then where it's just the light is stuck to the ground and you're like, fucking come on, just get through it, you know.
Can I ask, nutrition? Obviously, you have to take on water, but
Absolutely.
Yeah.
that's serious. How are you keeping? What are you taking in to keep the body fueled, or how's that working?
So I'll have a crew following me around. So there's 6 or 7 people now who are booked in to look after me from this time to this time, almost regardless where I am.
Yeah.
So you break up the 72 hours into 8-hour blocks basically, and I have people say, Dave is looking after me from this time to this time, and then he Niall's taking over from Dave, and there'll be a changeover of all the gear. So I have to get all my gear together. So I've half a dozen different pairs of runners, 20 different pairs of socks, shorts, t-shirts.
Have the runners all been broken?
Oh God, yeah.
They're all broken.
Yeah. So it'll be, and it's funny, just the minutiae, just the little bits of detail that you wouldn't think of. I have my favourite pair of runners that I won't be wearing at the start. So I'll be wearing kind of none of them are shitty runners, but I'll be wearing my least favourite runners that I'm willing to wear on the run at the start.
Can you mention a few foods, what you'll be taking?
Yeah, so at the start, it'll be as much real food as I can kind of stomach. So you're talking like sandwiches and rolls and like real food, like, bread and different things, meat and fucking fruit or whatever else. As much real food as you can. Okay. Because you'll get sick of that. You know yourself, at the end of a marathon, you wouldn't exactly feel like a chicken fillet roll.
No,
So as much real food as you can, and for as long as you can, until you sicken yourself and you can't stomach it anymore. After that, you're getting into like chocolate bars and apple tarts and
gels.
Sweets. And you can take gels, but again, I'd be keeping them for when I'm sick of the fucking chocolate and whatever else. Because
2 toes in.
Yeah, so the gels are fantastic. From like, if you're racing, if you want to run a marathon as fast as humanly possible, the gels are your only man. They're fucking class. But when you're doing something over a couple of days, if you start on the gels, you'll sicken yourself with them. Yeah. So gels are great towards the end when you can't stomach another mouthful, but you need to get the calories and the carbs in. Yeah. You can just hold your nose and literally just squeeze a gel down your fucking throat, like, you know. Yeah. So yeah, real food, kind of chocolate, sweets and tarts, and then fall back on the gels and energy bars and stuff kind of towards the end. That's the plan.
And taking off pace wise, you were saying that you're going to stay at the same pace.
Slow as fuck.
Like from the very start.
From the very start, yeah, 100%. That's absolutely crucial. Like.
The clap on, and it's just go then.
That's it. And people joining me, like I can't help but feel like I'm going to disappoint so many people.
They're up for the yoke, and it's literally, as you said, it's a fucking snail's pace crawl.
Yeah, big time. Because again, you can go out fast, no problem, and get 3/4 of the way there, and then not finish the fucking thing. So,
well, I feel like if you do this 3:37 and you get through it, you'll be back in this podcast going, right, I'm going to cut it down to 40 hours now. Now I'm going to fucking get out.
To be honest with you, I'd say it'd be distance. I push the distance out.
Fuck off.
Yeah,
so more than 327?
So. Yeah. I'd have no interest in beating my time.
Is there a record out there?
Longest distance.
See, this is the other thing. Like, you'd easily confuse me with a world-class endurance athlete, right? That's not the case. There's two Keiths from Navan, Keith Lane and Keith Russell. Keith Lane ran the Kerryway Ultra, which is Ireland's toughest ultra marathon. I ran it last September. It took me 36 hours to finish it. I don't know what Keith's time was, but I would imagine it's something like 12 hours faster than me.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So like, now he's a world-class endurance athlete. The other Keith then, Keith Russell, another Navan man, he has the Irish record for distance. He did it in Germany, I think. And it was either don't quote me on this, but you'll get the sentiment. Over a 4 or 5 day period, he runs 600 and something kilometers. Like,
it's a lot.
So
it's a lot.
Those lads,
it's not 5k every day.
I'm a dad doing this mad fucking challenge in comparison to these boys.
What age are your kids?
Fiona's 12 and Kiva is 7.
Whose birthday was it today?
Fiona's.
Happy birthday,
birthday,
Phil. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Made up now. That's
Come here. So does he take from you as well? Does he sports mad?
Yeah, he's into sports.
Do you
yeah,
have him into the sport, or is he just?
No,
It just
he
that
likes them. I'd be very much of the opinion to lean into what he likes.
Right,
Do you know that kind of way?
Is he green fingers?
Not especially, not yet. But no, I wouldn't have had when I was at that age. You know?
Same as probably the years. I'm not fucking doing that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not into that. What about the running though?
No, he's not especially into the running either.
Is he gonna do anything with you? Or is it a case of like Dad's just doing that mad thing that he does again? Like, do you know?
I think so. Yeah, he's used to me doing fucking mad things. Like, do you know, kind of way? Because I'm an obsessive kind of person. Like I have my own podcast. I haven't uploaded anything in a couple of years, but you know, there's 350 odd hours of content up there. Off the lead, yeah.
Dude, get it back out because you're a hell of a man.
So when is he supposed to record a podcast when he's out running?
Well, to be fair, I don't know if anyone's done it. 65-hour podcast.
It's mad just on that exact point. Like, you know, where would you get the time? But when I stop training for this run, I'll have an extra 40 hours a week that you don't have.
But you were saying you've an extra 40 hours a week. I feel like you put a normal person in your shoes and they're just like, oh no, time.
Well, but you see, this is you mightn't have 40 hours a week, but you do have fucking 4 hours a week.
Yes,
like you're probably on fucking TikTok 6 hours a week.
Very true. How does Frano's day look like? What time are you up at?
It's not too bad. I wouldn't get up any earlier than 7 o'clock.
Right, and in bed for what?
I'll be in bed for 9 or 10.
Yeah.
So I do have to get to bed early.
Of course, you fucking need that sleep.
For sure. Yeah, and I'm trying. I'd easily stay up till 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, just fucking doing whatever.
But you know, I love that time of the hour. I love. Potter now, I write songs and stuff like that. And I love bouncing around the gaff at fucking 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm fucking, my creative spark is just flying.
Yeah.
Like I'm putting the words to rights at 3 o'clock.
Because you don't have the distractions of everything going on in the house.
It's just me and a pen and a pad and thoughts and in and out of dictionaries, and it's just, I fucking love it. And then Jackie will come down and be like, it's 4 o'clock.
Go to bed.
You're on the skill room
and ruins everything.
And I'm like, oh, all right then. Do you know? But yeah, so like in terms of, but are you flat to the mass? So 7 o'clock till 9 o'clock is your whole day filled?
Yeah, so I'm lucky because my business premises is like a 7-minute drive from my house, so it's fucking on a country road.
I was about to say you could run that,
but it's mad though too, because you take these things for granted. Like I've caught myself a couple of times. I'd be driving to work. It's a 7-minute commute, right? I'm driving to work. I'm the boss, so I'm not going to get in trouble for fucking being late. Yeah. I'm driving to work and I'm behind a fucking tractor and I'm redlining, going, what the fuck? And you just have to kind of go, relax,
deep breaths.
You're just human as well. Well, you know what I mean?
We'll see now, and hopefully some fucking fella in a tractor gets caught behind you and
paybacks and things.
Okay, now we're absolutely unbelievable fucking for what you're about to embark on.
What is the name of the page? So if people are watching and do...
So have you an Instagram page? Or is it mainly TikTok?
Yeah, so if you search Fran McKeown, you'll get me on either Instagram or TikTok rather. Or Off the Lead is, because the podcast was called Off the Lead, and I originally set up the Instagram and the TikTok for Off the Lead.
For Off the Lead, yeah.
So, but I'd say if you search Fran McKeown, you'll probably get
on
it.
TikTok, like. I know TikTok comes up very much so. Yeah, and like obviously I know now from myself, I was obviously a fan and I was watching it as well. I know the two lads now will be heavily invested.
Absolutely.
And hopefully everybody that views this now will be heavily invested, and it's I Donate.
Yeah, so the link to the I Donate is in the bio on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook. But I found the easiest way to find it if you're looking to support a great cause, it's if you Google I Donate 337 or I Donate Fran McKeown,
bring you straight to it.
It'll bring you to it, because the social media tech bros of this world don't like you clicking on links and having you jump off their platform. It's not easy to navigate out of them into something that's not in their control.
For St. Paul's
National School in Navan,
it's for a great cause. So I Donate. Fucking get your hands into this. This man is about to embark on a journey. Fucking, what we say, £1 for every kilometre. 337 quid each.
And Fran, if for someone struggling out there, what would you say to them? Because you've been through it, you've been at the lows of your low, and had to turn your whole life around. What would you say to someone struggling right now?
Give it time. Like, I went from having fucking absolutely nothing, and at that time, the idea that I'd be, you know, happily married, you know, hot wife, 2 healthy kids, thriving business, doing fucking mad challenges that I decided to do off my own bat because I fucking felt like getting invited onto fucking podcasts and all the rest of it and all the other things that I'm fucking into, like, it's just completely unfathomable at the time. So if you're gonna give up on life, you're giving up on the potential to do all that, like to be great, yeah, for sure.
Great things. And
for
it's
sure.
probably along the same lines as Jay. What truth would you leave the world with if this was your last podcast? Say, for example, if this you knew was your last podcast, like, what's a truth that you'd leave us with? If that makes sense to you.
A truth that I leave people with.
So, for example, like, as I was talking about earlier about like the bullshit scammers or just being a bullshitter. Do you know what I mean? Of just having that bullshit within you, where you kind of, it's the Awstopbro moment. It's that truth where you're like, do you know what? Fucking, I'm giving up. I probably should have. You took that question away from me.
Sorry about that, Mick.
Do you know what I mean? He does this all the time, Fran. So I can only apologise for it, because that sounded a lot better in my head. So we'll delete that bit, and we won't delete it. And that's the thing, because the lads will always keep it, and they always want me to look bad for them. That's the problem here. That's the problem.
He's just had a mad one on his own now. Mick tends to do that every now and then. It was about facial hair last week.
Microwaves. It was about microwave.
You blow me fucking mind from.
You just let him go for a minute.
There was too much in there. You had to digest. Sorry about that, lads. We're back. Yeah. But so incredible.
No, it is. It's really inspiring. It is. And I love that. For me, and part of my thing, I just love when people, I was down and I just rolled the dice and I said, sure, what have I got to lose? You know, if you go one way, you know what you're definitely getting. Yeah. But if you back yourself and just say, fuck it, who knows?
Back yourself and walk in with that box of green into that place. And fucking who knows what's going to happen, you know? You might come out fucking... and even with that, you might come out down, not in profit, own money. But that's the start. Now you have the ball rolling. Now you're moving. So yeah, like you said, fucking just don't give up. You're giving up on an opportunity or a potential for fucking greatness.
You just never know.
Absolutely.
For sure. One thing, whatever about people who are feeling down, I suppose one thing that I would say to them is fucking talk to somebody about it.
Yeah.
Reach out to whoever it is, anyone that you know, or, you know, Pete a house or So Sad or one of these crowds. I didn't, and I got fucking lucky.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So reach out to somebody first and foremost, and then to people more generally, what I'd say is get out of your own way. Because that's what's stopping most people. They're thinking, I can't do this because what your man will think of me or what this guy will think of me. Nobody's thinking about you. You know, that kind of way. You're the only one that's putting all those thoughts. They get out of your own way.
Everybody is only thinking about themselves.
Yeah, for sure.
They're too worried. Oh, I'm cringy. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. No, but I think that's it. I think you're an absolute incredible human being, and I can't wait to see the journey.
Very inspiring.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I wish you every bit of luck in it as well.
Yeah, so, and just while we're on that now, so big shout out to our sponsors for this week's podcast was Unit 51 Barbershop. You get them in Donacarney Village in Mornington, and they're doing incredible work. The lads are only recently open and they're flying at it. So I just want to say big shout out to the lads and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, lads.
Thanks,
much appreciated. Much appreciated.
And
thanks, lads, for having me.
We're the podcast done, boys.
Yeah. Do you think you're big break because you have a podcast? Oh, stop, bro.